Hey guys, hard way back again, a lot sooner than I thought I would be because some shit has been going down with Infinite. I finally decided to record a rant about Infinite after, you know, almost a year of just kind of biting my tongue and letting other people speak on the issues. But I recorded that 5 days ago, and I feel like so much has changed since then. There's so much news is coming out about this game's development, this game's future, and I feel like it warranted another recording. Only 5 days ago, I feel like I need to make a part two. I thought about scrapping the first part altogether, but then I thought, it would probably say a lot more about how drastically things have changed over the last few days if I just uploaded them both at the same time so people could just see the stark contrast. So, since my other recording a few days ago, Bonnie Ross, I feel like most people know who Bonnie Ross is, and the Slipspace engine design lead, David Berger, are no longer employed by 343. And in addition to that, we've learned about the lies that the previous creative director, Chris Lee, was telling Bonnie Ross during Infinite's development, which pretty much directly led to the absolute shit show we saw with the gameplay reveal in 2020 and the 1 year delay. Thanks, Chris, by the way. Hope you're doing great. Hope you never touch Halo ever again in your life. He too has also been moved elsewhere within Microsoft. Cool, whatever. Hope he's doing fine now, as long as he has nothing to do with Halo ever again. I don't care. But David Berger headed the creation of the Slipspace engine, to my understanding, which, contrary to many Reddit comments from 343 White Knights, was not a brand new engine. It was an updated Halo 5 engine, with its sole purpose being to make updating the game easier. Clearly, in month 10 of Infinite, that ain't working out so hot. The engine is widely regarded as being among the most difficult to work on in the industry, especially for a revolving door of temporary contracted developers. So, Bonnie left due to family medical issues, and at the risk of sounding callous, I'm skeptical. If that's true, obviously I wish her and her family the best. I understand that this is a video game and I don't want any real world harm to befall anyone over it, regardless of how dissatisfied I am with their performance. There's a clear line between consumer dissatisfaction and personal vendetta, and I know what side of that line I'm on. But I think Microsoft and Phil Spencer took notice of the community backlash to the Season 3 roadmap and the Fire 343 movement, and I think they're taking a hard look at the people responsible and are finally starting to clean house. I suspect that Bonnie Ross was spared the public humiliation of termination, and the family medical crisis story was fabricated. The timing is just too suspicious to me. Personally, I think they should take the gloves off and let fans know that Microsoft and Xbox are serious about accountability for their flagship franchise. And I think we should know that these people were fired. And I think Kiki Wolfkill and Frank O'Connor's condescending, lying, incompetent ass should be next. Like Bonnie, they've been responsible for the nosedive that this franchise has taken over the last 10 years. But knowing that Joe Staten is in charge of development now, and that they cut out the cancer that was Chris Lee, apparently, I think Infinite might have a chance to recover. And if what they say is true about needing to slow down now to be faster later, then perhaps Infinite could make some waves in the gaming world once they finally get their shit together. I said in part one, before I even knew there'd be a part two, that by the time they get Infinite feature complete, the game will be too old for anyone to care. And for any other game with any other set of features, that would be true. But I think Forge is going to be such an unbelievable game changer that it might be able to bring this game back from the dead. But it must launch with a suite of features that complement it. There must be a custom browser. There must be a file browser that actually fucking works. There must be playlists that rapidly include the best Forge maps. There must be good custom game options. There must be an in-game spotlight feature for the most popular content. If it doesn't have all of that, then they're going to waste their opportunity. Halo Infinite is going to need to get a lot more agile before Forge comes out if it's going to make the most of its debut. And for the love of God, it needs to fucking crush its debut. People care about shit when it comes out, not after it gets fixed. People tell their friends about stuff when it launches, and their friends care. If you tell your friends, hey, X game finally fixed Y feature, they say, well, it's about fucking time, and they don't even go play it. Like, imagine for a second that the MCC overhaul didn't include the addition of crossplay, which is essentially a game launch for PC players. The population boost MCC got would have been like 10% of what it ended up being, which is still nothing compared to what it would have been in 2014 if the game didn't launch like a steaming pile of dog shit. That's what Infinite is going to be if they flub the Forge launch. An MCC revamp minus crossplay, because it's not going to be a game launch. I mean, look at Gears 5. Gears 5 completely redid their in-game store and their PvE. They unbinded the classes from the characters. So you could play as the Cole skin, but have like the Marcus class. You know, you didn't have to play as the character to have that ability. They unbound it. And it was a fucking great change for the game. And they completely redid the store so you could buy pretty much everything with the in-game currency. And it was just a massive, massive improvement. The whole game got a facelift. I mean, it was a fantastic change by all accounts. But if you weren't already playing Gears 5, did you even hear about it? But I bet you heard how dissatisfied people were with the game at launch and throughout all of year one. That's going to be Forge if they release it without the complementing features that it needs to thrive. But the things I've been seeing the past few days have given me hope for the game and hope for the franchise. When just a few days ago, when I recorded part 1, I had almost none. That's why I wanted to record a part 2 before even releasing part 1. I wanted to highlight how important I think these changes could be. I wanted there to be a stark contrast between how I felt 5 days ago and how I feel tonight. We have a long way to go, but today I feel like we might actually make it.